Well, it's early in the morning and Rodney has a field trip planned. He's headed out to a library for a static display and we got to get him loaded up in the car. Okay, Rodney's all packed up and strapped in, and I decided to bring a ride-along car to go behind Rodney just to give him some company. And here we are at the Red Mountain Library, all set up. There's Rodney sitting on the table. That's Bob there. And we've been interviewing folks and talking about the ride-on railroad hobby and our club, the Maricopa Live Steamers, where we run the big equipment. But there's another event going on out here that I think you might be interested in. And so I want you to meet someone who does a little bit smaller scale trains, but just as much fun. All right, we're here at the Red Mountain Library, and this is Don Sorensen. He's on the board with the Arizona Big Train Operators, and they've got a huge display running with all sorts of trains. It's pretty exciting. So Don, is this a regular event? Do you guys come here periodically?
This is our first year at this branch. We went to the main library for several years, but this is our first time here, and we're hoping to make this a regular event for us.
Well, it's pretty exciting. As you can see, there's all this action, and the kids really love it. They go crazy.
Oh, it's great for the kids. It's been great for the big kids, too. And what we're finding is the library is excited because they've drawn in a lot of people this week. We're excited, of course, because our function is to entertain and educate people. So it's been a win-win for both of us. It's great. We've gotten, like 600 plus people a day. So it's been a big draw, huge thing. And I've had one of the librarians has come in several times and said, hey, we love it. You guys are just bringing in the crowds.
Well, that's fantastic.
So they have done both book sales and, of course, rental of the books and checking them out. But the volume this week has been really phenomenal. So I think they're pleased.
A couple of different scales I saw there. I saw some Lionel stuff, some big scales.
As you first come into the room, we decided to put up a Grandpa's old trains display, showing what, like folks of my generation started out with was Lionel or American Flyer. And so we've got a little display of 3-rail Lionel stuff, just a static display, but this is what was, and you can see they were pretty good for their day, but those are, World War II vintage stuff. And of course the kids ask, why didn't I? Well, it's been 70 years, so they don't work. But it's to show the differentiation between that and now the toys nowadays, phenomenal detail, something big that you can handle. And the Lionel and such didn't go outside. These are meant to be able to go outside in your garden, around your pool, and that's what we do. Many of us in the club open our houses to holiday open houses for people to publicly come visit. So that's an event we sponsor a couple times a year too.
Well, that's fantastic. Now I'm going to put a link down below so that you can check out. I'm assuming you've got a website where people can learn about your club?
Yeah, it's azbigtrains.org. We do, and people can check that out for multiple items, but mostly the forte is it's got schedules of when we do our open houses, and we do typically a couple weeks around Christmas time, and then we do a weekend around Easter time. We also have a few people in the club who are live steam operators. So they go to steam ups, and we actually have got, we do a module. This is a modular setup where we bring pieces and bolt them together temporarily. We have a modular setup available also to do live steam.
So in the small scale? Not like a ride-on size?
No, not ride-on, but G-scale. Yeah, our forte is G-scale, except for our O-scale display. But we also have people in the club that have HO. I happen to have the little tiny Z. It's tough on old fat fingers, I'll tell you, it's really hard.
And the eyes.
But it's neat stuff because the engineering is phenomenal. The stuff that goes into some of these trains running now it's almost unbelievable. It's really high tech. We've got a lot of people who run battery power. Several people run on the track power with the transformers. So there's a combination, but very, very nice technology involved.
I've got an HO set up at home, reminiscent kind of the Erie-Lackawanna Railroad that I grew up next to when I was a kid. And I have converted that to battery power because here in the desert, cleaning that track with all the dust we have was a
It's tough.
nightmare.
I still run track power, but it's a job. And you know, we have very many name brand transformers, but I didn't like the way they did things, so I actually built my own. I have a background in electronics, which has helped because I'm the odd duck in our group. I do animatronics in addition to the trains. So I've got dinosaurs that move and things that spin around and so forth.
Well, Don, this is so awesome to meet you, and folks will get a chance to see the trains running on your display.
Well, thank you much.
Check out the link for their
We
website.
appreciate the opportunity to have people come out and see. We'd love to have folks visit. Like I say, entertainment for people, little ones and big ones, and the educational part. For years, we told a lot of people about the history of trains. And I've noticed in the last, say, 4 or 5 years, people have been coming to me, while we're running trains in my layout and saying, I worked on such and such a railroad, or my dad did, my sister, my brother, and they're educating me. So people are enamored of trains. Well, you guys know that too. People like trains. It's in our blood. It's what helps settle this part of the country, the western United States. Without them, the prairie wagon trains would never have gotten what we've gotten to this point.
I still remember as a small kid, occasionally my dad would come home from work and he'd have that orange Lionel box.
Oh yes, those orange boxes. Lionel, you got to give him credit. That was a major player in the business. Markland is an old name too. American Flyer was the other camp from Lionel. And I hear both sides saying, yeah, this was better, that was, well, okay, whichever, that's your choice, like Chevy or Ford. But the fact that they got that out to the public nationwide and then worldwide, they're a big entity, and that helps drive what really gets into people's blood and gets us going. When we do this, and as you know, you get into this hobby, it doesn't just stop at running a train around once. You start thinking about, I can make buildings, I can make scenes, I can make presentable objects that look like what it was like my hometown, or in my favorite railroad, and it all works to your benefit. And as our saying in the industry is, it's never done. You're always playing with it.
Don, awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you for much.
Well, thanks so much for that interview, Don. Let's go check out some trains. Now this is pretty cool. They arranged a special little book rack since we've got trains going on today. How cool is that? Well, that's going to do it for this week. Bob, Rodney and I want to say thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you right here next time.